Hello friends, welcome to the tutorial series on network analysis made simple. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss on an introduction to two-port networks. Friends, in the process, first we shall discuss what is the basis of classifying the networks based on the ports that it has, and then define a single port, two port and multi-port networks. Further, we are going to discuss on the classification of two-port networks based on the type of parameters, and then we shall define various two-port network parameters, and further discuss the standard form of representation of the two-port network, and we also cover some important tips and tricks in the process. Friends, one way of classifying the networks is based on the terminal pairs that the network has. And you know, every electrical network has two input terminals. So, if the network has only two input terminals, the circuit or the network is classified as a single port network. Observe the network. It has two terminals designated as 1 and 1 dash, and two terminals corresponds to one port, and hence this port is called as an input port. Further, the network contained in the black box will contain only passive elements connected in some configuration. Another, say, the property that you should know is because it has two terminals, it can be called as two terminal network, or it has one port, so it can be called as one port network. Both are same. Another property, very important property that you should remember is in any black box, if the current I enters, the current I should leave the network. This is an important property that you should remember. Also, the elements inside the black box are not accessible, but only the terminal quantities which are phi and I are accessible, and this also is an important property of the network designated as a single port network. Friends, now you know the representation and the properties of a single port network, and we shall now discuss about the two-port network and observe the two-port network. This is a standard form of representation of a two-port network. You know, a terminal pair is called as a port. Thus, the two-port network has four terminals designated as 1 and 1 dash and 2 and 2 dash. The terminals 1 and 1 dash are called as input port terminals, and terminal 2 and 2 dash are called as output port terminals. And this port is called as input port, and V1 and I1, which are the terminal quantities accessible, are called as input terminal quantities. Similarly, this is called as an output port, and the terminal quantities which are accessible are V2 and I2, and these are called as output terminal quantities. Another important property of a two-port network is if I1 enters the 2 port, I2 should leave. Similarly, if I2 enters, I2 should leave the black box. And this is a constraint in representing the two-port network, and you should know. And this is the standard form of a two-port network. Friends, now let me show you some examples of a two-port network. First of all, you can see that the transformer can be represented as a two-port network. The rectifier can be represented as a two-port network. The amplifier can be represented as a two-port network. And even the transmission line can be represented as a two-port network. And you can see that in all these circuits, you see that the standard form of representing the two-port network is followed. What is that? I1 and I2 both are entering the black box. This you should remember. And you also may be thinking, why all these circuits are represented as a two-port network? Because if we represent the circuits as a two-port network, the analysis becomes simple. Friends, here are some multi-port networks, and you see that electrical substation can be represented as a multi-port network. It has one input port and number of output ports. Similarly, the direction coupler can be represented as a multi-port network and it has three ports. Microcirculator also can be represented as a multi-port network and it has three ports. And waveguides also can be represented as a multi-port network, and we see that here there are four ports. So, if we represent the networks either as a two-port or as a multi-port network, the analysis becomes very simple. Friends, now onwards we shall discuss the classification of two-port networks based on the type of parameters. And you know there are four terminal quantities V1, I1, V2 and I2. V1 is the input port voltage and I1 is the input port current. Similarly, V2 is the output port voltage and I2 is the output port current. Remember, all two-port network parameters are conditional parameters. At this point, I will make it clear when we discuss each parameter in detail. Friends, you know that there are four terminal quantities V1, I1, V2 and I2 and two ports. One is the input port and the other is the output port. So based on these, we can have at the maximum 4 C2 combinations and 4 C2 is equal to 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial, which is equal to 6. The meaning is based on the terminal quantities and the ports that are available, we can have possible 6 different types of parameters for analysis, and we shall see what they are in the subsequent discussion. Friends, now we shall see what are Z parameters of a two-port network. In general, to obtain different types of two-port network parameters, out of the four terminal quantities V1, I1 and V2, I2, any two parameters are considered as independent variables and the other two are considered as dependent variables. So, in case of Z parameters, V1 and V2 are considered as dependent variables and I1 and I2 are called as independent variables. So, based on this, we can say that V1 is a function of both I1 and I2 and V2 also is a function of both I1 and I2. So, based on this relation, we can write V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. And this equation is the input port KVL equation. It is KVL equation because each terms here are the voltage terms, and this we will make it clear when we study the Z parameters in detail. Further, V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2, and this equation is called as the output port KVL equation. So these two equations 1 and 2 can be written in the matrix form, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as the Z parameter matrix. Friends, here is an important point to remember regarding the Z parameters. For the existence of Z parameters, I1 and I2 should be independent from each other. If I1 is only a function of I2 or I2 is only a function of I1, then Z parameters for such networks do not exist. Remember this, and this will make it clear when we study the Z parameters in detail in the subsequent tutorials. Friends, next we shall discuss Y parameters of a two-port network. In case of Y parameters, I1 and I2 are taken as dependent variables and V1 and V2 are taken as independent variables. So based on this, we can say that I1 is a function of both V1 and V2 and I2 also is a function of both V1 and V2. So based on this relation, we can write I1 is equal to Y11 V1 plus Y12 V2. And this equation 1 is the input port KCL equation because each term here represents the current. This aspect we shall make it clear when we study the Y parameters in detail in the subsequent tutorials. Next, I2 is equal to Y21 V1 plus Y22 V2. And this equation 2 is the output port KCL equation. Now, these equations 1 and 2 can be written in the matrix form, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as Y parameter matrix, and we shall see how to find these parameters when we study the Y parameter in detail in the next subsequent tutorial. Friends, next we shall discuss on T parameters of a two-port networks. T parameters are also called as transmission parameters or ABCD parameters or cascade parameters because the transmission lines are represented in terms of T parameters. If we represent the transmission line in terms of T parameters, the analysis becomes simple. So, to represent the T parameters, we consider V1 and I1 as dependent variables and V2 and I2 as independent variables. Sometimes V1 and I1 are considered as the sending end voltage and current, and V2 and I2 are considered as a receiving end voltage and current. So, depending on the dependent and independent variables, we can write the relation as phi1 as a function of both V2 and I2, and I1 also is a function of both V2 and I2. So based on this relation, we can write P1 is equal to A P2 minus B I2 and I1 is equal to C P2 minus D I2. And these equations 1 and 2 can be represented in the matrix form, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as T parameter matrix or ABCD parameter matrix. Friends, next we shall take up H parameters of a two-port network. And H parameters also are called as hybrid parameters. To obtain the two equations in terms of H parameters, we consider Phi1 and I2 as dependent variables and note Phi1 is the input port voltage and I2 is the output port current. Similarly, we consider I1 and Phi2 as independent variables and note I1 is the input port current and Phi2 is the output port voltage. Now, depending on the dependent variables and the independent variables, we see that Phi1 is a function of both I1 and Phi2. Similarly, I2 is a function of both I1 and Phi2. So, we can write the equation relating both dependent and independent variables as Phi1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 Phi2. Similarly, I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 Phi2. These two equations 1 and 2 can be written in the form of a matrix, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as H parameter matrix or hybrid parameter matrix. Friends, now we shall discuss on G parameters of a two-port network. G parameters are also called as inverse hybrid parameters. To obtain the equations in terms of G parameters, we take I1 and V2 as dependent variables and V1 and I2 as independent variables. If you recall, in case of H parameters, Phi1 and I2 were dependent variables and I1 and Phi2 were dependent variables. So, you see that in case of G parameters, dependent and independent variables are interchanged. That is why these parameters are called as inverse hybrid parameters. Depending on the dependent and independent variables, we see that I1 is a function of both Phi1 and I2, and similarly Phi2 is a function of both Phi1 and I2. So, using this relation, we can write the two equations in terms of G parameters. The first equation is I1 is equal to G11 Phi1 plus G12 I2. The second equation is Phi2 is equal to G21 V1 plus G22 I2. These two equations 1 and 2 are written in the form of a matrix, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as G parameter matrix or inverse hybrid parameter matrix. Friends, finally, we shall discuss on T prime parameters of a two-port network. These parameters are also called as inverse transmission parameters. To obtain the inverse transmission parameters, we take V2 and I2 as dependent variables and V1 and I1 as independent variables. If you recall, in case of T parameters, we took V1 and I1 as dependent variables and I2 and V2 as independent variables. And you see that in case of T prime or inverse transmission parameters, dependent and independent variables are interchanged. So, depending on the dependent and independent variables, we see that V2 is a function of both V1 and I1, and similarly, I2 is a function of both V1 and I1. So, using this relation, we can write two equations in terms of inverse transmission parameters. The first equation is V2 is equal to A prime V1 plus B prime I1. Similarly, I2 is equal to C prime V1 plus B prime I1. These two equations 1 and 2 are written in the form of matrix, and this 2 by 2 matrix is called as inverse T parameters or inverse transmission parameters. Friends, finally, let me conclude and give few tips. Here you find that the two-port network parameters we discussed all are shown here along with the respective two-port network parameters. In my opinion, I feel that the Z parameters, Y parameters, T parameters and H parameters are the most important parameters because the other two are only inverse parameters, and if you know H parameters and T parameters, you can always obtain these two parameters. But the most important point that I should mention here is that you should remember these equations. These equations are the equations that govern the behavior of the two-port network in terms of Z parameters. These equations are the equations which will govern the complete behavior of a two-port network in terms of Y parameters, and these two equations are the equations which will completely govern the behavior of the two-port network inside the black box in terms of ABCD or transmission parameters, and these equations are the two equations which will govern the complete behavior of the network inside the black box in terms of H parameters. And these parameters are the equations which will govern the complete behavior of the network inside the black box in terms of G parameters. And finally, these are the two equations which will govern the complete behavior of the network in terms of inverse ABCD parameters. But because there are at least four you have to remember, you should have your own association and remember the equations and write the equations properly. If you err in writing the corresponding equations, your calculation is going to be completely wrong. Therefore, according to me, I suggest you remember which are the dependent variables in each parameter. That is simple. In case of Z parameters, V1 and V2 are dependent variables. In case of Y parameters, I1 and I2 are dependent variables. In case of ABCD parameters, V1 and I1 are dependent variables. And in case of H parameters, V1 and I2 are dependent variables. So I don't think any difficulty in remembering these three. The first one, Z, V1 and V2, Y, I1 and I2, ABCD, V1 and I1. But only in H, you have to remember that the dependent variables are V1 and I2. Voltage at the input port and current at the output port. These are the two dependent variables. Once you know these dependent variables, you can write the equations very easily. Hope you clearly understood how we got the two port equations relating the dependent and independent variables. Friends, in this tutorial, I discussed about all the six parameters and how to relate the dependent and independent variables in each of the parameters and obtain their balance equations. And I also given some tip, a small tip to remember those equations by remembering only the dependent variables in each of the type of two-port networks. Therefore, I feel that this tutorial has given you a strong foundation in remembering the equations and writing the equations, and in the subsequent tutorials we take each of the type of parameters separately and discuss in detail and solve some typical problems to emphasize the concept that we have learned. Thank you for watching.